So let us start with multiple choice questions on computational physics. In this lecture, we are going to take MCQ on basics of C programming. So let us go to multiple choice questions directly. First one, who is the father of C language? Means who had developed C language? Do you know? Someone? Hello? Huh? So C programming language was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie. Second one, C language developed at, means place here. First one, IBM Laboratories of USA in 1972, AT&T's Bell Laboratories of USA in 1972, Sun Microsystems in 1973, Oxford University in 1972. So C language was developed first at AT&T Laboratories of USA in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie. Now next one, C is dash language. High level language, low level language, middle level language, machine level language. So generally languages are of these types: high level, low level, then middle level. Now high level languages are user friendly, means anyone can understand this language easily, while low level languages are machine languages. They are in generally in coded forms, and all machine level programs, they are written in low level languages. Like here, high level language, Visual Basic, Pascal. These are higher level languages. So user can develop his program using these higher level languages. Now that program, it is converted into machine level language by compiler. Now middle level language, it can act as a higher level language as well as lower level language. Means in this language you can develop either user friendly programs or machine level programs, and C has that features. So C is middle level language. It can, means user can develop programs, or you can develop machine level language programs using C. Now C programs are converted into machine language with the help of. So here we know this is input device, then we have output device. Here you will have CPU. So here input, output. So we write here program. That program, it is converted into machine level language program by C compiler. So the C compiler converts C program into machine level language program. Now next one, this C language consists of dash number of keywords. So when we write C program, we know general structure of C program. We have hash, include, then stdio.h. These are called header files, or this is preprocessor. then we have main is necessary, and then this is body of program, body of main function, and in this main function we write statements. There are some specific words present in C language that have specific meaning and specific functions. Like suppose we have keyword like int. This is meaning what is meaning of this? It is integer data type. So there are 32 keywords. They have specific meaning and specific function. You cannot use these words for other purposes. Now, which is not keyword in C? So there are 32 keywords. You have to keep in mind all the keywords. So here some 4 words are given, out of which 3 are keywords and 1 is not keyword. So type, def, const, near, continue. So out of that, near is not a keyword. Const, it is used for like here, const int x. When we want to define integer constant, we can use const like that. Continue, that is keyword. Type def, it is keyword. Near is not keyword. Now next one, which of the following are C preprocessors? Hash, if def, hash define, hash end if, all of the above. Just we have seen C programming structure. Here we have main function, that is necessary. Then here body of main function. Here we write statements. Then there can be declaration statements, arithmetic expressions, and so on. Now, to run the program, we require certain preprocessors, and that preprocessors we write before main. So, and we start with hash. So one preprocessor is include. Using this, we can include some header files like standard input output file stdio.h. Then we have here hash, if def, hash define, hash end if. These are all C preprocessors. So all of the above is correct. Now next one. So you have to there are specific preprocessors. So you have to keep in mind that preprocessors. Next one, hash include statement must be written before main, inside main function body, after main. It can be written anywhere. So here just we have seen hash include, it is preprocessor, it must be written before main. You have to write it before main. So first preprocessors must be evaluated in the C program and then it will enter in main. So it must be before main. It must be before main. Before main. So hash include statement must be written before main. Now these C preprocessors are specified with the symbol. Which symbol we use here? Just we have seen, we use hash symbol. Hash symbol is used for before preprocessors. Means we have here hash include, hash define, and so on. So here this hash This one is correct. What is C tokens? So there are some C tokens present in C program. And what are the C tokens? The smallest individual units of C program, the basic element recognized by the compiler, the largest individual units of program A and B. So here C tokens are nothing but the smallest units of C program, the basic elements recognized by the compiler, like here int, float. These are also C tokens. So both A and B are correct. So C tokens are the smallest individual units of C program, like int, float, or the basic element recognized by the compiler. So both A and B are correct here. Now, which of the followings are tokens in C? Just we have seen the smallest individual units of C program or the basic elements recognized by the compiler. So here keywords like do, while, then continue, if, else, these are some keywords. They are C tokens. They are tokens. Then variables, like here suppose we write int A is variable. So this is also token. This is smallest individual unit. So int A means these are variables. Constants also. So if we take here, suppose we take hash define pi 3.14, means value of pi is 3.14. This is preprocessor. We define value of pi before main. This is also C token, because these are basic elements recognized by the compilers. Hash define, it is recognized by the compiler. Int, it is recognized by the compiler. So keywords, variables and constants, all are C tokens. Now what is keyword? Now keywords, there are 32 keywords. In all there are 32 keywords present in C compiler or C language. 32 keywords present in C language. These keywords, they have predefined meanings and they have specific functions, and you cannot change their meanings and functions in the C program. Means user cannot change their functions. Like suppose we use continue statement or continue keyword. You cannot change its meaning. It has its own meaning. Break, it has its own meaning. Int, it has its own meaning, and these meanings cannot be changed. So we have here 4 alternatives. First one is what? Keyword have some predefined meanings and these meanings can be changed. We cannot change meanings, so this is incorrect. Keywords have some unknown meanings and these meanings cannot be changed. They have predefined meanings, so this is also incorrect. Keywords have some predefined meanings and these meanings cannot be changed. This is correct one. User can give meanings to keywords. No, user cannot give. They have predefined meaning. So third one is correct. Third one is correct. Now next one, header files in C contain compiler commands, library functions, header information of C program, operators for files. So if we take here hash include stdio.h. So this is standard input output header file. Now this contains information about some functions like printf function, scanf function. We have also conio.h file. This file contains information of getch function, clr scr function, like this. Or if we have graphics file, then graphics.h, then it contains library functions like circle and so on. So header files contain. Now next one, which one of the following is not an assignment operator? Not an assignment operator. Assignment operator means, what is assignment operator? Assignment operator means it assigns something. Means here, suppose we write here a equal to 2, means value of 2 is assigned to variable a. Now here we have number of assignment operators: equal, plus equal, minus equal, star equal, percent equal. So this is first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. And there are relational operators, means relate: a equal b, a greater than b, a less than b, a greater than or equal to b, a less than or equal to b, a is not equal to b. These are relational operators. These are relational operators, while these are assignment operators: equal, plus equal, minus equal, star equal, modulo equal, percent equal. So here if we see, out of this, this one is assignment operator, this is also assignment operator, this is also assignment operator, but this is not, this is equality operator. So this is relational operator. So this A is correct because we want not an assignment operator. Now next one, which of the following is not a relational operator? Just we have seen here, not equal. Here we have seen this one, means not equal, equal, equality, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are all relational operators. So this one is relational operator, equal, greater than or equal to relational operator, and greater than, it is also relational operator. But this one, and it is not relational operator, it is logical AND operator. It is logical AND operator. Now which one of the following is incorrect data type? We have 4 basic data types: int, char, float, double. We know int, it requires 2 byte memory, char requires 1 byte memory, float requires 4 byte memory, and double requires 8 byte memory. Now int, so if we want to change memory of integer data type, either reduce or increase, we use qualifiers for this. Means qualifiers are short, long, unsigned. Here int, int. So short, long and unsigned they are used for integer data type. Long is also used for double. So you can have long double also. Long double also. But short float, it is not correct data type. So here this one is correct. Which one of the following is incorrect data type? Now next one, null character is represented by. So here backslash 0, it is null character. So suppose we have string like here Pune. It is string, it is in double quote. So when it is stored in memory, actually in memory Pune and additional null character they are stored in the memory. So this is null character. Which of the followings is ternary operator? Means we have unary operator, binary operator and ternary operator. In unary operator we have one operand. Here we have two operands and here we have three operands. Now if we see addition, you can have a plus b, or only then multiplication you can have a star b, then a modulo b. Means what is meaning of this? A is divided by b and remainder is taken. Remainder is taken. So first, second, third all are binary operators. But if we take this operator question mark colon, it is called conditional operator. What is syntax for this? We have here condition means some expression, then question mark, then we have some expression 1 here, colon, expression 2. So this is conditional operator. Now see here, this first one, so this is operand 1, here we have operand 2, here we have operand 3. So 3 operands are required here. That's why this conditional operator is ternary operator. Now what will be the maximum size of float variable? Maximum size of float variable is 4 byte. 4 byte. What will be the maximum size of double variable? It is 8 byte. Means if we declare variable like this, double z, then when we run program, how much memory is reserved for this z? 8 byte memory is reserved. 8 byte means 64 bits. What will be the maximum size of an int variable? It is 2 byte. It is 2 byte. For integer it is 2 byte. For character variables it is 1 byte. It is 1 byte. So 1 byte for character, 2 byte for int variable, 4 byte for float. Float is used for real numbers. Double is also used for real numbers. Int, it is used for integers. Char, it is used for characters and strings. Now next one, character constants should be enclosed between. So if it is character constant like this, suppose we define char a, and suppose we have to give some character to a. So what happens here, when we define char a, memory is allocated, that is 1 byte. And when we write here, suppose a is equal to b, so you cannot write like this, you have to take it in single quote. So what happens, whatever b that is stored here, means b is assigned to a, and that b is stored here. Actually it is stored in terms of its ASCII value. ASCII value, whatever ASCII value of b, that is stored at the memory location of a. So character constant, it is enclosed between single quotes. If you have string constants, then that string constant, it is enclosed between double quotes. Now which of the following is an example of compounded assignment statement? Now we have seen assignment operators. So here equal means a equal 5, it is simple assignment operator, 5 is assigned to a. Now we have plus equal, this is compounded assignment operator, minus equal, then star equal, modulo equal. Now what is meaning of plus equal? So a plus equal 5, what is meaning of this? So a plus equal 5, this is compounded assignment statement. Means what happens here, suppose we have a is equal to 2, means initially we give value to a, that is 2, then we write a plus equal to 5. What is meaning of this? Meaning of this is a equal to a plus 5, and we know expression is evaluated from right to left. So what happens here, first here a equal to 2 is taken, so 2 plus 5, it becomes 7, and then 7 is assigned to a, so value of a becomes 7, and that is stored at the memory location. That is stored at the memory location. The operator and is an example for dash dash operator. Now and this is logical AND operator. We have logical OR. Logical OR. We have NOT operator. These are logical operators. So here and is logical operator. Now how is it works? Suppose we take A and B. Now this one will return value either 0 or 1. 0 or 1. Means suppose we write x equal to A and B, then value of x will be either 0 or 1 depending upon values of A and B. If both are high, then 1 high means 1 and 1 will give you 1. If both are low, then it will give you 0. 0 1 will give you 0, 1 0 will give you 0, like this. Means it works like logic gate. What is the range of character data type? Character data type range. Now we know character data type, it takes 1 byte memory and its range is -127 to 128. it is range. If it is unsigned character, if it is unsigned, then it will take from 0 to 255 for unsigned character. Now what is range of int data type? What is range of int data type? Now it is this.
Sir, character types minus 128 to
sorry, here it is minus 128 to 127. Okay, that is typing mistake again here also. That is typing mistake. Minus 128. Actually, it is 1 byte. 1 byte means how many bits? 8 bits. So it takes from 2 raised to 8 minus 2 raised to 8 to 2 raised to 8 minus 1, because 0 is included there. Here also minus 32768 to 32767. Again here for int we have 2 byte. 2 byte means 16 bits. Actually here it is 2 raised to 7. 2 raised to 7. 2 raised minus 2 raised to 7 to 2 raised to 7 minus 1. So here this is the range for int data type. Now 1 kilobyte is equal to how much? सांगता येईल का? See here, 1 byte
1024.
1 byte is equal to 8 bits, and 2 byte, 3 byte, 4 byte, and so on. Finally we will have 1 kilobyte. So how many bytes? 1 kilobyte, it is actually 1024 bytes. Okay, 1024 bytes. आवाज येतोय ना तुम्हाला? Hello?
Oh, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next one. Which of the following is not unary operator? Unary means it is acting on single operand. Now here minus minus, it is called decrement operator. This plus plus, it is called increment operator, and this is not operator, and this is modulo operator. So here we can take example I minus minus or minus minus I, pre, post and pre. You can write I plus plus or plus plus I, post and pre increment. Not means you can write not A. Not A means it is not like not get. It is like not get. Not get means if it is here 1, output is 0. When 0, 1. So if A is high, its value will be 0. If A is low, means not 0 will be equal to 1. So what happens here? This one requires single operand. This one requires single operand. This one requires single operand. But if we take this percent, means A percent B, this is modulo operator. What is meaning of this? If we take 10% 3, what is answer of this? 10% 3? So it is 10 by 3, 3, 3, and remainder is 1. So this gives you value 1. So it requires 2 operands. So it is not unary operator. 10% 3 is 1. It will return value 1. that is reminder. So here last one is not unary operator. The first, second, third are unary operators. Now among unary operation, which operator represents an increment? Now this first one just we have seen, it is decrement. This second one, it is increment. It is simply negative sign and it is not. So this plus plus, it is increment operator. Now operator percent in C language is called, it is called modulo operator. It is called modulo operator. Now what is an identifier in C language? What is an identifier? So suppose we write int a, float a1. If we write here int fun int x, this is function prototype, like this. So here identifier is nothing but names given to variables, functions or structures in C program. So here A is identifier, A1 is identifier, here fun, this is name of function, that is identifier. So here name of function, name of variable, name of structure means all the above are identifiers. Now next one, which one of the following special characters is used in the identifier? Identifier, it is names given. Now you can write name by number of ways using characters and alphabets. So suppose I want to give name to some variable. So suppose it is integer. So you can simply write a, you can write a1, you can write a underscore 1, like this, or you can write ab1, ab underscore 1, you can write underscore a underscore b, or you can write underscore 1a. So these are some names for integer, or you can use same name for float, you can use same name for double, for characters. So these are simply names. You can use these names for functions also. So but here these are valid, these are valid identifiers. You can have x, y, z name also, no problem. But if we write suppose 2a, 2 underscore a, 2 star a, star a question mark, or a plus, like this, you cannot give names like this. So except underscore, you cannot use any special character, any special character, and any identifier can start with underscore or alphabet, but it will not start with digit. So here if we see, this one starts with digit, so it is invalid. This one also starts with digit, this one also starts with digit, as well as some another special character is used. Here star a, so star is special character that cannot be used. Here question mark, here plus, they are not used in the identifiers or giving name to the variables or functions. So here underscore, you can use underscore. An identifier can start with, just I have shown you, identifier can start with alphabet, like here AB1, here we have seen AB1. It can start with underscore also. Now any character that can be typed on a keyboard, no, it will start with alphabet or underscore. It will not start with digits, or it cannot use another special character except underscore, and it can start with alphabet or underscore. It cannot start with digits. So here both A and B are correct. So this one is incorrect. This one is incorrect. Now which of the following is logical OR operator? So here this one is logical OR operator. This is bitwise AND. In next lecture we are going to see examples of bitwise, logical. This is NOT operator. This is AND operator, but these are logical. These three are logical. So this B is correct, logical OR operator. Now choose a syntax for C ternary operator from the list. Now ternary operator, just we have seen, it is in question mark and colon. Here we have condition, expression 1 and expression 2, and then semicolon. Semicolon, that is end of statement. So here if we see first one, A, condition, question mark, expression 1, colon, expression 2. So this one is correct. Now next, condition, colon, expression, no, this is not correct. Condition, question mark, expression, less than, no, this is not correct. Condition, less than, not correct. So this first one is correct. Now we have int A equal to 5. Then there is operation A plus equal to 2. What is new value of A? Just we have seen. So first we have int A equal to 5. Then we write A plus equal to. Then what is new value of A? So what happens when we run such a program? First memory is allocated to A, 5 is stored at the memory. When compiler comes here, this expression means A equal to A plus 2. Expression is evaluated from right to left. So first 5 is taken here. So we have 5 plus 2, that is 7, that is assigned to A. So what happens? It goes to memory location of A, 5 will go and 7 will be stored. So what is new value of A? New value of A is 7. So here it is 7. Now we have int A equal to 5. Then there is operation A% equal to. What is new value of A? So again here same like here, int A equal to 5. This is expression. Then we have A% equal to, and then we have to find value of A, new value. So what happens again here? We have memory location. 5 is stored at the memory location of A. Then compiler will come here. What is meaning of this? Meaning of this means A equal to A% 2. So here 5 is taken, 5% 2, it is modulo division. So what happens? Remainder is taken. So 5 by 2, remainder is 1. So that 1 is assigned to A, and then it goes to memory location, and in place of 5, 1 is stored. So what happens? New value of A is 1. So here this one is correct. Now which one of the following is not a qualifier used to change memory requirement of int data type? Now we know int data type, it takes 2 byte memory, but suppose we want less memory or we want more memory. So what happens? We use qualifiers. Short int, it takes 1 byte memory. Long int, it takes 4 byte memory. Int takes 2 bytes memory. Unsigned, it takes 2 byte memory, but whatever we know, if we take 2 byte memory, actually there are 16 bits. So here we can take like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So if it is int only, then this bit is reserved for sign, and only 15 bits are available. So range becomes minus 2 raised to 15 to 2 raised to 15 minus 1. But if we write unsigned int, this becomes unreserved. So 16 bits are available. So here 0 to 2 raised to 16 minus 1. So maximum 2 raised to 16 minus 1 it can store. So here short, qualifier short, long, unsigned, they are used. Const means was const, you can write here const int x equal to 2. What is meaning of this? Means it will not change memory. It will use 2 byte memory. Only x becomes constant. X becomes constant and its value will be constant throughout the program. So const is not qualifier. Now which one of the following is valid octal integer? Now in C programming, octal integer starts with 0. And we know for octal base is 8. Base is 8. Means it will use digits from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it must start with 0. So you can write 0, 7, 3, 2. No problem. Here 0 is not there. So this is not octal. Here 0 is there. But number must contain these digits only. Here we have 8. Though it starts with 0, but it contains digit 8, so this is also not octal. Now 0, 3, 7, 1. This is correct one. Now 0x324. Actually this is used for hex. Hex. So this one is correct. This one is correct. Now which one of the following is valid hex integer constant? Valid hex integer constant. Now hexadecimal means base is how much? 16. Base is 16. आवाज येतोय ना? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So base is 16. Means here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then A, B, C, D, E, F. These are used. And in C programming number starts with 0x. So see here 7HF. So it is not valid one because it does not start with 0x. Here 0, 3, F4. 3 okay, F okay, 4 okay. But it starts with 0. So this is also not correct. Now 0x8EG. It is also not correct because here we have character G, alphabet G. Now 0x32F. So if we compare here, so this is valid X integer. Now next one, which of the following is the correct order of evaluation for the below expression? Means here expression is given. So here D equal to. So this is assignment operator. And then here we have A plus B star C division 4% to -1. Now here this is expression. And whatever final value of expression, this is evaluated first and then assigned to D. So assignment will work at the last. And we have to find order of evaluation. So what happens here? Here first multiplication is taken between B and C. Then whatever this product B and C, it is divided by 4. Then whatever that product, its modulo is taken. Then addition with A is taken and then subtraction is taken. So here first here multiplication is taken, then division is taken. Multiplication means multiplication between B and C. Then whatever result, its division with 4. Then whatever result, its modulo is taken. Then addition is taken. This result, it is added in A and then subtraction is taken. So whatever final result, then it is assigned. So here this first one is correct. So assignment, it works at the last. Now in which order do the following gets evaluated? So suppose we have some expression in which we have relational operator, arithmetic operator, logical operator as well as assignment operator in one expression. Then what happens here? First arithmetic operator is evaluated. Then relational operator is evaluated. Second. Then logical one is evaluated and then assigned. Means you can have here x is equal to A, suppose B plus A and C plus D greater than suppose E. So here we have arithmetic operator plus and operator, here arithmetic operator, here relational operator. So what happens here? First B plus A is evaluated, C plus D is evaluated, then C plus D is compared with E and then AND is evaluated. For example, suppose B is equal to 5, A is equal to 6, C is equal to 3, D is equal to 2 and E is equal to suppose 8. These are inputs. Then what is X? X is equal to 5 plus 6 and C plus D means 3 plus 2 greater than 8. So what happens here? First 5 plus 6, 11, that is evaluated and is there. Then 3 plus 2, 5 is evaluated greater than 8. So first these two are evaluated. Then what happens? 11 is there and 5 greater than 8, it is false. It is false, so it will return value 0. And now AND is evaluated, 11 and 0. This is high, but this is low logically. So what is its result? 0. So this is the correct order of evaluation. First arithmetic, relational, logical, and then assigned. So x then assigned to x. So x is equal to 0. Now next one. If integer needs 2 bytes
सर समजलं नाही सर.
हा काय झालं?
स्कोर बॅक सर तो ऑप्शन कसं काय?
हा may order
Fourth one
first,
option
second,
कसं काय
third, and
घेतलं?
fourth. So here means second is evaluated first, means arithmetic is evaluated first, then relational is evaluated 1, then logical is evaluated 3, and then assignment. ये number is given here. बरोबर कळलं का?
येस सर.
Numbers, that are numbers.
Yes.
Order दिली ती 2, 1, 3, 4.
हां.
Is it okay?
येस सर येस.
If integer needs 2 bytes of storage, the maximum value of an unsigned integer is maximum value. Now 2 bytes. So there are how many bits? 16 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So if it is unsigned, so generally this bit is reserved for sign. But what happens when it is unsigned? All 16 bits are reserved. All 16 bits are used. Now minimum number is 0. Maximum number is means what? In each bit there is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is maximum number. And if you calculate this, you will get this as 2 raised to 16 minus 1. 2 raised to 16 minus 1. So this one is correct. Now if integer needs 2 bytes of storage, the maximum value of an signed integer is signed. So same one is here. What happens? Only here this bit is reserved for sign. So only 15 bits are available. So maximum is what? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 means here 2 raised to 15 and minus 1 because we have to consider 0 also. So 2 raised to 15 minus 1. So 2 raised to 15 minus 1. Now next one, which of the following is not a correct variable type? Now we know float is variable, int is variable, double is variable. These are data types, but we never use real in C programming. So this is incorrect. Now which of the following is not valid identifier or variable? Already we have discussed. Variable, that is identifier means name given to the variable. It can start with underscore, it can start with alphabet, but it will not start with digit. Variable can have digit in that, but it will not start with that. So if we see here, this first one, it starts with underscore, no problem, it is correct. It starts with letter, so here alphabet means here this is correct. Here it starts with digit, so this is not valid. Now here x2 underscore, it is valid. So here third one is correct answer. Now which of the following is not an arithmetic operation? addition, multiplication, division, subtraction. These are arithmetic operations. So here we know A star equal to, what is meaning of this? A is equal to A star 2. What is meaning of this? A equal to A by 3. What is meaning of this? A equal to A percent 40. So all are arithmetic operations, but here A not equal 0. So this is a relational operator. This is relational. It compares, A is compared with 50. If A is 50 not equal to 50, it will give you 0. If A is suppose 5 not equal to 50, it will return value 1. This is the relational one. Next one, we have int I equal to 5, j equal to 7, k equal to 5. So here I equal to 5, j equal to 7, k equal to 5, and b is equal to I plus j greater than or equal to k. So what happens here? First arithmetic expressions are work. So I plus j is calculated. I plus j is 12 less than or equal to 5. So what happens here? Now here relational operator. 12 greater than or equal to 5, it is true. True means it will return value 1, and that is assigned to b. So b is equal to 1. B is equal to 1. Now next one, we have int same one, I equal to 5, j equal to 7, and k equal to 5, and b is equal to I plus j greater than 2 and k less than 6. Already we have discussed, first arithmetic operations will work, then relational, then logical, and then assignment. So what happens here? First it will take I plus j, that is 12 greater than 2, and k means 5 less than 6. Now relational will work. 12 greater than 2s, it will return value 1, and 5 less than 6, it is false. 5 less than 6, it is also true. So it will return 1. So 1 and 1, it is 1. So b, and that is assigned to b. So b is 1. B is 1. Okay. So here today we will stop here. Tomorrow I will take lecture that will means we will study in that all arithmetic expressions, means all operators and their functions using small programs. We will see in that. Okay, we will stop.